y'all, it is the week of December and we are going to clean out our berry shed so that way we can have it that way. Guys, we are going to be redoing the Christmas tree. No, we're not at Christmas tree farm. He's a Charby girl. Charby girl. Good girl. Okay, so we're going to be doing the berry shed remodeling. We got a bunch of junk over there. We got to get out of here. Bunch of junk back here. We're just going to clean it up and remodel. Make some changes. Got to get everything cleaned up, ready for season. Where are we at? We're January, February, March, April. We're 4 months away. Gotta move these baskets into that fridge over there and clean up everything. Next is we're going to clean out the office kind of closet area. It's full of stuff that we need, but it could be organized. And I'd also like to open up the bottom floor for all our kiddos to have a cool spot to hang out during season. So let's see how that goes. While I'm finishing this up, I'm going to set you guys out there with Marshall because he is he's moving the shelves and everything, so I'm remodeling the place.
Good morning. So yesterday Addie had told y'all about our berry shed that we're rearranging things. You saw a video of us moving our counter around here. I don't know how much she showed y'all of what it looked like before, but we're twisting everything around, hoping to move this counter away, put it back in the back and make it like a sink kitchen area. Put us a little wall right here to where it's all countertop back behind there. Make this kind of maybe a storefront area for some ice cream, some mom's jams and jellies that she makes. Obviously this counter will be gone. It'll be just kind of open front here. A bunch of cleanup and work, and we're still doing it. It's cold this morning. It's 30 degrees. Thankfully there's almost no wind blowing, so that makes it feel a whole lot better. But still my hands are freezing holding the camera, and it's very, very foggy this morning. Very foggy. But I'm headed up to the strawberry field up the hill here, and I've got some voluntary plants that have taken over my field. No, not really taken over, but I've got some voluntary greens. Yesterday I pulled up a pretty nice turnip green, and I guess they're just blown in, but there's quite a few out there. They don't hurt anything, but I just don't like the look of all the clumps out there. I don't know if you can see all of the clumps of grass, weeds. That's all the greens. There's a bunch of them. I pulled about 4 rows. These first 4 rows I pulled yesterday, and they look, wow, actually amazing. It was dark yesterday when I came out here, so I couldn't really tell, but they look great. Here's our strawberries. These are the Camarosas. They're doing great. Obviously had a good frost on them last night, and we had some blooms going here. Obviously the frost took care of those, but they've been growing very well. I have planted, this is crimson clover that I've planted in the middles here as a weed stopper slash mat for in the spring when it gets muddy, to make it easier for customers picking. You don't get as muddy. Suppresses a lot of weeds, and it also puts nitrogen back into the ground, and these strawberries love nitrogen. So it's a natural way of putting some fertilizer back into the ground. My grandpa also, I think about 3 years ago, he broadcasted a bunch of clover into the blueberries. These are all of our blueberries. We'll get an aerial view for y'all one day. But these were planted in 1984. Some great producing plants still. My grandpa started the farm in 84, planted 3 acres of blueberries. So they're still producing great. We prune them every year. We'll get some good footage of that, but they're just turning off of their beautiful red color, dropping all of their leaves. We got some great new growth on them this year. Last year was not the best of years. We had the hard freeze here in Texas, and it really hurt the production. All of our buds on here were doing great, and then they got frozen. So the plants were fine, but the berry was not fine. So it was the least amount of blueberries my grandpa's ever seen on these plants since he planted them. So it hurt them pretty good, but it did give them some rest. The plants themselves gave them some rest to grow, and so the plants are looking great. They put a lot of growth on. We're hoping for a whole bunch of blueberries this year, so hopefully y'all will come out and get a bunch of blueberries. I've still got a lot of weeds, trees, random things growing in the blueberry field here. I'm in an oak tree, just some vines. I mean, I've got work here. I'm steadily cutting, pulling, killing stuff out of the blueberry patch just over the years. So my grandpa started the farm in 1984, and he did blackberries, blueberries, he even did raspberries, some strawberries for a little bit. He had his own little nursery greenhouse. He was propagating blueberry plants, selling blueberry plants. He was doing a lot, and he sold it in 2000. A guy bought it in 2000, ran it until 2017. My grandpa decided to buy it back, and he knew he was too old and didn't really need to have a blueberry farm, because he knew all the work that went into it. And then here, me and Addie decided to buy it back this year. So it's working out great. I'm glad that they bought it back. The Lord has really provided, and we are really blessed. We love every bit of it. So anyways, I'm gonna quit jabbing about the blueberries and go out here and pull up some weeds in the strawberry field. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. Here's some greens I've got. I mean, greens are actually growing a lot better than the greens I've got in my garden. These were not planted, they just blew in, I guess. I mean, we didn't have greens here. My grandpa had ryegrass planted here. Well, I can't even, usually they come up really easily. Let me set this down real quick. My grandpa planted ryegrass here in this field before I decided to do strawberries in this field. It was just putting something on the ground, just as something to grow. And he had the bunch of, what's it called? Pecan trees planted out here. It's a little pecan orchard he had started just as something to have growing in the ground. So that's what we dug up. My goodness. Typically, they're really easy to pull up. My goodness gracious. This one just wants to be there. Okay, there we go. Well, that was a terrible one to show y'all on, but you get the gist. I'm literally just going through here, pulling these guys right up. Look at a little turnip. I don't know what kind of turnip they are. I don't know anything about them. Also, this grass here, I just don't like it. It grows big and ugly, and it's just not what I want there. Okay, so I got a few rows done. I realized I was setting a bad example. I don't recommend walking on the plastic. So I'm gonna show you what I was doing. The frost last night has all of this grass wet. These are not very good for wet ground. They last for a little bit, but they get soaked and then my toes will be wet. So I don't want my feet to be wet. In this row here, I don't have any strawberries on. I do over here, it stops right there. So I'm walking on it because I don't have anything planted here. I had plans right here, but it didn't work out. So anyways, I would appreciate it if you don't walk on the plastic. It can tear it, it can do all sorts of things, and it's got to last a full season. So anyways, I just realized I was setting a bad example there, but I wanted to explain it. Anyways, I'm gonna get on to pulling some more weeds out there, let y'all see it go really fast. All right, so I was doing a fast mode time lapse, whatever you want to call it, across the field as I was pulling these up. I just found this massive turnip. Massive, my goodness. I had no idea. Anyways, I found one the other day I thought was big. I had to come show you all this because that is just awesome. Voluntary. I can't even get them to grow that big in my garden. Anyways, I'll go back to work. Well, this fog has really set in during that short amount of time that I was out there pulling the weeds. So much for before and after. You can kind of see not as much clumps of random out there. So also my glasses fogged up so much I got to pull them off. So I'm not crying, I just can't see very well. And this fog is kind of throwing my perception off and everything. But anyways, I'm glad to have that done. They were just bugging me. I mean, they didn't do anything, they didn't hurt anything, but I just didn't like having them there. There were a bunch of greens. I showed you a turnip green, you know, it was big, but most of them weren't turnip greens when there's only 2 or 3 turnips. But most of them were these. I don't even know what that is. But those are a lot harder to pull up than the turnips. They're very annoying to have. And now they're gone. It's all done now, and now we're on to another project. I think I actually see, doggone it, one more. Let's see. Right over there, there's, looks like one that I missed. That's never fun. Maybe I pulled it and it just fell over, or standing up. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I got for right now. Thanks for hanging out.